This episode is brought to you by Paddle. Don't settle for less when you can have more, MOR, with Paddle, your merchant of record. Eliminate the headaches of payments, grow your revenue everywhere, and focus on what you do best, building your product. Get more revenue with less hassle at paddle.com. This episode is sponsored by Code Crafters. As an engineer myself, I know that the best way to learn how to code is to build something new. But sometimes it's hard to come up with project ideas as well as find a community of folks on the same learning path. That's where Code Crafters comes in. With Code Crafters, you can build something that actually stimulates your mind while strengthening your engineering fundamentals. And you can do so by using your favorite IDE or tools to code and build your own Git, Redis, or HTTP server in the language of your choice. Languages like Rust, C++, or Go. Code Crafters is designed to optimize your learning experience as it's designed for productivity. Sign up today and become a better, more confident programmer. Visit codestory.co/codecrafters. That's CODECRAFTERS to get started and get 40% off your upgrade. Okay guys, I got a serious update for you. You heard me talk about SEMA and the product roadmap radar. I just caught up with Matt, who's the founder there, and he gave me the latest on what they are building. And my mind is blown. The team at SEMA are taking things to the next level. Built around the core of the product roadmap radar, i.e. code and Jira analysis, they are building agent orchestration across the product lifecycle. Picture this. You hook up this system same as before, i.e. integrate your repository and your backlog, Jira today. From that point, SEMA's agent analyzes the codebase and makes suggestions as to what needs to be done next and what could improve, optimize the product. Then, if those tasks are routine, the agent assigns the task to a coding agent, think something like Devin, to complete the minutia, while assigning the human-in-the-loop task to engineers themselves. What you end up with is engineers focusing on building core competency features, while AI handles all the rest. If you're not salivating right now, I don't think you fully understand what this means. But here's what I would suggest. Right now, their product is in a closed beta, and SEMA is looking for folks to sign up for their Product Intelligence Advisory Board. This gives you the opportunity to use the product, give feedback, help shape the future of what's built. Oh, and not to mention additional free usage of the product potentially through the end of 2026. So, if that fits your workflow and toolset, you need to reach out today. Go to codestory.co/nextlevel, NEXTLEVEL, and reach out to Matt at SEMA to learn more and join the Product Intelligence Advisory Board. Again, that's codestory.co/nextlevel. This episode is sponsored by Postman. Postman is the world's leading API platform, trusted by 98% of the Fortune 500 and over 40 million developers. Tap into APIs from 18,000 plus companies to power agents that make smarter decisions. Learn more at postman.com/podcast/codestory. This message is sponsored by Melee Search. Today, search isn't just a feature, it's a cornerstone. And Melee Search gives your users the experience they need with lightning-fast performance, full-text search, AI usage, and multimodal capabilities. Melee Search delivers relevant results in less than the blink of an eye. Use the promo code CODESTORY at checkout to get 2 months free at meleesearch.com. That's MEILI search.com. This episode is sponsored by NordProtect. In a world where data breaches are on the rise and identity theft is becoming more common, you have to take steps to protect yourself. NordProtect offers you everything you need to keep your identity safe, all in one easy place. It's built to help you safeguard your identity with advanced automation that works 24/7 on your behalf. Things like dark web monitoring, credit monitoring, security alerts, and more. And if the worst should occur, the platform walks alongside you for identity restoration. NordProtect plans come with financial coverage across a wide range of threats, from identity theft to online fraud and scams, so you are covered when it matters most. Get an exclusive 5% discount on NordProtect plans. Go to nordprotect.com/codestory and use the code CODESTORY at checkout. You can also find the link in the episode notes. That's nordprotect.com/codestory. This episode is sponsored by Incogni. Listen, guys, I don't know about you, but I get real tired of managing the spam and cold outreach to my contact info. Those annoying emails, phone calls from unknown numbers, wasting our time and valuable attention. Not to mention the bad stuff from data breaches, which are rising every year. To top it off, data brokers out there harvest our information and sell it to people who intend to spam you and scam you. So what do we do about it? Well, I use Incogni. I signed up to use the platform, and within 30 minutes, hundreds of requests had been sent and completed, removing my data from the public view. Incogni tracks down and removes your personal data from online directories, people search sites, and commercial databases. The process is fully automated for the hundreds of known data brokers who sell our data without consent. Got a site that they don't auto-hit? No problem. There's a custom removal feature to take down almost everything that is exposed online. So take it from me and take back your personal data with Incogni. Go to incogni.com/codestory and use code CODESTORY at checkout to get 60% off annual plans. You can also find the link in the episode description. That's incogni.com/codestory, because they can't harm you if they can't find you. This episode is brought to you by Propel Off. People take authentication for granted, but it's more than how customers log into your product. It's how you manage your relationship with your users. The easiest way to make authentication your advantage is to use Propel Auth. Propel Auth is more than just functional. It's powerful. With tools like Managed UIs, Enterprise SSO, robust user management features, and actionable insights, Propel Auth adapts as your product grows. And the best part? When auth is effortless, your team can focus on scaling, not troubleshooting. That means more releases, happier customers, and more growth for your business. Save dev time, win over your customers, and propel your business forward with Propel Auth. Check them out at propelauth.com. That's PROPELAUTH.com.
Everyone told us you have to start in small business mid-market. You can't start with the enterprise. The only way to have success is to go up market. You got to sell to small, medium business, iterate, fix the product, and then slowly make changes. Then once you grow and you're mature, you can land the enterprise. We had the opposite approach. And that was a huge decision that we needed to make, because everyone was telling us, you're crazy to go try to sell to the Fortune 500 day one. No one can do that. It's impossible to do that. Those decisions were very difficult for myself. So many people disagreed with me. So many people thought I was delusional about trying to serve big customers. And I cope with those decisions because I spent my whole life working with the Fortune 500. I understand their problem. Hi, I'm Brandon Card, founder and CEO at Terzo.
This is Code Story, a podcast bringing you interviews with tech visionaries.
Spent 6 months moonlighting.
There's nothing on the back end.
Who share what it takes to change an industry.
I don't exactly know what to do
took
next.
many goes to get right.
Who built the teams that have their back.
A company is its people.
The teams help each other achieve
Most
more.
proud of our team.
Keeping scalability top of mind.
All that infrastructure was a
Yes,
pain.
we've been fighting it as we grow.
Total waste of time. The stories you don't read in the headlines.
It's not an easy thing to achieve, mind
Took it
you.
off the shelf and dusted it off and tried it again.
To ride the ups and downs of the startup life.
You need to really
It's
want it.
not just about technology.
All this and more on Code Story.
I'm your host, Noah Lappart, and today how Brandon Card is enabling you to extract hidden data so you can turn your contracts into capital. Brandon Card has always been involved in sports. In high school, he was a 3-sport athlete and still plays today, alongside working out, doing yoga, and Pilates. He's heavily interested in holistic healing and alternative medicine, mentioning a big interest in quantum frequency healing, using the sun and ocean to add voltage to the body. He has also started a foundation around mental health, as sadly, he lost his co-founder to suicide and wishes to remove the stigma from the mental health conversation. Brandon and his co-founder realized that all software platforms around contracts were directed towards lawyers, not towards finance. This was mind-blowing, as negotiations are mostly finance-driven, not based on the paragraphs of legal jargon. Brandon wanted to build something to serve this need. This is the creation story of Terzo.
Terzo AI is a contract and financial intelligence platform. We built AI to read contract documents, invoices, purchase orders for finance, procurement, supply chain teams to understand all of their third-party supplier spend, but also we're working now on customer contracts and revenue, and we're helping these finance leaders optimize all the dollars across all their relationships using AI. The goal is to help these companies reduce waste, optimize typically millions, if not billions worth of dollars that they're spending. And we work with the Fortune 500 primarily. So we're talking about very big, complex organizations with billions of dollars in revenue and billions of dollars of expenses. I spent my career at big tech companies. I was at Oracle, IBM, Microsoft, and I kept hearing the problem, when I was at Microsoft, about how difficult it was to understand and manage the Microsoft contracts. And then I started digging into the problem even more. And I said, what about all the other vendors? What about IBM? What about Deloitte? What about Accenture? What about Salesforce? And all these other suppliers you're paying for? And everyone said, this is a disaster. We manage this on a spreadsheet. And really what got us started was this whole idea that almost every single software platform in the world that managed contracts was built for legal teams. And as soon as humans hear the word contracts, they think legal. And when we hear the word contract, we think financial. We think financial asset. We think money. And no one in the world was building a software platform around contracts for finance use cases. It was only for lawyers. And we thought that was completely crazy because 90%, if not more, of the contracts are always negotiated by business people, and it's all about the financials. It's not about the legal clauses. So our goal was simple. We wanted to tell the world and build a solution to support it that contracts are financial assets. They're not legal documents, and they need to be treated like financial assets. And that was our vision in 2020 when we started the company. We started March 2020, a few days before the COVID lockdowns happened. And we've been laser focused on solving this problem. And 5.5 years later, we've had a lot of success, landed amazing customers across many verticals. And it's still early days, though, because we're still trying to share our point of view with the world about contracts should not be treated as legal documents stored in a filing cabinet that your lawyers control. These are business documents that need to be managed by business leaders, and you need the insights and the data to make smarter decisions, whether that's with supplier expenses or whether that's with customer revenue.
Let's dive into the MVP then. So the first version of Terzo you built. How long did it take to build, and what sort of tools were you using to bring it to life?
So the MVP was a very lightweight product we called vendor relationship management in the early days, because this is before we had the money to go out and build the AI. So it took about a year to get the base platform off the ground, and we bootstrapped the company. It was only a few of us, 2 engineers and myself, that were focused on building this MVP. And we were using a lot of open source technology. We built everything on AWS. We were using Spring Boot and, of course, a lot of the open source frameworks that are out there now. But the core infrastructure, the only vendor that we actually had to spend a lot of money on was AWS and a lot of the tools that they have in their platform. But a lot of this was just designed through our 2 engineers that are amazing guys that helped get this MVP off the ground and show the potential that this platform could have. And that MVP essentially got us to get venture capital so we could go invest in building the AI, which was step 2.
Let's stay on that for just a minute. I'm curious about a decision or trade-off you had to make. And you mentioned one there at the end, and maybe it's that one, but I'm curious about maybe the best story for a decision you had to make in that early MVP. It could be around how you approached the problem, all the things, right? And I'm curious how you coped with that decision.
Everyone in the world that was successful, smart guys like yourself, investors, operators, founders, entrepreneurs, everyone told us you have to start in small business mid-market. You can't start with the enterprise. And the only way to have success is to go up market. You got to sell to small, medium business, iterate, fix the product, and then slowly make changes. Then once you grow and you're mature, you can land the enterprise. We had the opposite approach. And that was a huge decision that we needed to make, because everyone was telling us, you're crazy to go try to sell to the Fortune 500 day one. No one can do that. It's impossible to do that. So I was thinking to myself, wow, am I crazy to go do this? And it was a huge decision and trade-off we had to think about. Is like, do we go sell a product for 10 grand and land hundreds of customers and grow fast and do the PLG motion that everyone in Silicon Valley does? Or do we go try to solve the hardest problems in the world for the Fortune 100? And those decisions were very difficult for myself. So many people disagreed with me. So many people thought I was delusional. about trying to serve big customers. And I cope with those decisions because I spent my whole life working with the Fortune 500. And most of my life, I worked with the Fortune 100, the biggest companies on the planet. I understand their problem. I understand how their businesses run. I'm an operator. I understand what operators need, right? I'm not just a generalist MBA guy who was in the classroom and hearing theory. No real problems. I've been in the trenches my whole life. I was confident in what I believed in, what I knew, and what I saw between Oracle, IBM, and Microsoft. And I did hundreds of implementations. I was in so many sales cycles throughout my career. And I was investing in startups too the whole time. I was investing in cybersecurity. I was investing in enterprise AI. I was investing in SaaS. I understood this market very well. And that's why when investors were telling me, oh, you can't go to the enterprise, it was frustrating because I needed their backing and their partnership to go get the capital to build the company. But they really were nervous about this decision. It was a very long, tough conversation that we've had internally, externally about, do you go big enterprise early on, or do you just go SMB and mid-market and follow the path that everyone else has blazed? And I'm like, look, we're gonna create our own path. And that was one of the toughest decisions I had to make early days.
Okay, guys, I got a serious update for you. You heard me talk about SEMA and the product roadmap radar. I just caught up with Matt, who's the founder there, and he gave me the latest on what they are building. And my mind is blown. The team at SEMA are taking things to the next level. Built around the core of the product roadmap radar, i.e. code and Jira analysis, they are building agent orchestration across the product lifecycle. Picture this. You hook up this system same as before, i.e. integrate your repository and your backlog, Jira today. From that point, SEMA's agent analyzes the codebase and makes suggestions as to what needs to be done next and what could improve, optimize the product. Then, if those tasks are routine, the agent assigns the task to a coding agent, think something like Devin, to complete the minutia, while assigning the human-in-the-loop task to engineers themselves. What you end up with is engineers focusing on building core competency features while AI handles all the rest. If you're not salivating right now, I don't think you fully understand what this means. But here's what I would suggest. Right now, their product is in a closed beta, and SEMA is looking for folks to sign up for their Product Intelligence Advisory Board. This gives you the opportunity to use the product, give feedback, help shape the future of what's built. Oh, and not to mention additional free usage of the product potentially through the end of 2026. So, if that fits your workflow and toolset, you need to reach out today. Go to codestory.co/nextlevel, NEXTLEVEL, and reach out to Matt at SEMA to learn more and join the Product Intelligence Advisory Board. Again, that's codestory.co/nextlevel. This episode is brought to you by Paddle. As a startup, you face unique challenges to stay competitive. You and your team need to stay focused on your product, not your payments. You need to do more, MOR, and DIY less. With Paddle. Paddle is your merchant of record, becoming the seller of record for your SaaS transactions, enabling your team to focus on what's important, your product. Paddle handles all payment management across multiple gateways and methods, taking ownership of tax liability while remaining compliant with regulations across all markets. The platform handles all aspects of SaaS billing, billing models, upgrades, add-on, trials, and more. Let's look at the results. MOR revenue optimization is built into Paddle and accounts for up to 16% higher conversion rates, reduced payment failures, localized pricing, and churn prevention, recovering 40% of cancellations. Their developer-friendly tools are API first with comprehensive documentation, removing the burden from your engineers. With Paddle as your merchant of record, you'll generate more revenue, find and keep more customers, grow faster, and stay compliant everywhere. So what are you waiting for? Get more revenue with less hassle at paddle.com. This episode is brought to you by Vention, the engineering partner you need after the MVP launch. So you built fast with Lovable. You shipped your MVP, impressed investors, and maybe even landed your first users. Now comes the hard part. Vention's AI discovery workshops are built for teams who have moved fast and now need to figure out what's actually worth scaling. Led by senior engineers and an in-house CTO, the workshop helps you pressure test your use case, catch gaps early, and build a roadmap your team can actually deliver on, with the kind of engineering support that brings peace of mind, not second guessing. Lovable got you live. Vention gets you ready to scale. Go to VentionTeams.com or book your AI workshop now at VentionTeams.com/CodeStory and go from idea to impact faster. That's VentionTeams.com/CodeStory. This episode is sponsored by Fullscale. Let me guess, your team's shipping sprint velocity looks good, but you're still asking yourself, is anyone actually thinking about the why? Matt Watson's been there. He's the founder behind Vin Solutions and Stackify and now runs Fullscale with a 300-plus person dev team. And after 2 decades in the trenches, he's seen the same pattern over and over. Smart developers stuck in systems that reward ticket-taking instead of real thinking. That's why he wrote Product Driven, a playbook for tech leaders who are done babysitting developers and ready to build teams that own the outcome. If you're tired of translating every feature, doing all the thinking, or wondering why your smart team is still stuck, this is the fix. Go to productdriven.com/CodeStory to grab the book and get the bonus toolkit to help your team shift from output to outcomes, like 12 bold ways to get your retros out of robot mode. Again, that's productdriven.com/CodeStory. This episode is sponsored by MailySearch. In today's digital landscape, search isn't just a feature, it's a cornerstone, and you need a user experience that drives customer satisfaction. You need MailySearch. MailySearch is lightning-fast performance, returning answers in less than 50 milliseconds. Yeah, you heard that right. Faster than the blink of an eye. The open-source AI search engine is plug-and-play, so you can get up and running in minutes with smart presets, allowing you to start searching through your data with zero configuration. MailySearch utilizes advanced full-text search and AI, ensuring your results are ultra-relevant with semantic depth. It's multimodal, supporting images, videos, and audio, along with being federated, i.e. searching across multiple data sources. And it's developer-friendly. Whether you're building a content-rich website or enterprise application, MailySearch delivers the experience your users expect and deserve. For a limited time, CodeStory users can get 2 months free. Use the promo code CodeStory, all one word, at checkout. Just go to MailySearch.com and get started today. That's MEILI search.com. Let's move forward then. I'm curious about how you matured and progressed the product from that point. And to wrap that in a box a little bit, what I'm looking for is how you built your roadmap. How you went about deciding that, okay, this is the next most important thing to build or to address with Terzo.
That was also a big discussion we've had many times with customers pulling us in certain directions, but I got to give credit to our team overall, my co-founder Pradeep, my COO Eric, our head of product design Brad, and then we brought on Dr. Kevin Redwine, who built all of our AI, and we put a great team of leaders together to figure out our strategy and what we were going to go build. And I can tell you that about 70% of our roadmap was strategic initiatives that we designed. Then the other 30% of the roadmap was from customer feedback. And I'm talking about big customers like Home Depot and Blue Cross Blue Shield and Delta Airlines that were driving us in a certain direction. So we had this balance where we had our North Star, and myself and our leadership team would decide on those strategic initiatives in the roadmap. And then we'd have about 30% of the work would be feedback from customers, and we would build things that were repeatable that many other customers could leverage. And we didn't do anything custom. And I can tell you that was also a big, tough decision too, because we had very large enterprises saying, hey, we need this, we need X, Y, or Z. But we thought if we can't sell to 12 verticals, we're not going to build it. So we had to be very disciplined about that. And I want to give credit again to my team that did a great job. Eric, as our COO, was a very disciplined operator and kept us focused. Pradeep was doing a great job in engineering. And Dr. Redwine as well did an amazing job building out the AI platform early days. We just stayed focused on what we believed in. And like I said, 70-30 is our rule of thumb right now as far as how we build out our roadmap.
How about team? How did you go about building your team? And what do you look for in those people to indicate that they're the winning horses to join you?
Almost the entire team came from either my network or someone that I hired in my network's very close friends. That's how we built the team early days, and we're still scaling the team that way. And what do we look for in people to make them winning horses? I can tell you that we look for people who are super motivated, super unselfish, and hate losing. Now, of course, it's a given, we look for intelligent, bright people, but that's not it. We look for people who are all about the team and do whatever it takes for the team to win, because we know this is a very long-term battle, and we don't want selfish people on this team. It's a team sport, just like football. and you need everyone to do their role, everyone row the boat in the same direction to win. And we see that all the people that are unselfish are still with us, and they're still making huge impacts every single day at this company. And we noticed that some of the people we've hired that were more focused on themselves and more selfish, they just didn't last here in this environment. And that's one thing we've learned as we were recruiting a lot of the talent here.
This episode is brought to you by Propel Off. People take authentication for granted, but it's more than how customers log into your product. It's how you manage your relationship with your users. The easiest way to make authentication your advantage is to use Propel Auth. Propel Auth is more than just functional. It's powerful. With tools like Managed UIs, Enterprise SSO, robust user management features, and actionable insights, Propel Auth adapts as your product grows. And the best part? When auth is effortless, your team can focus on scaling, not troubleshooting. That means more releases, happier customers, and more growth for your business. Save dev time, win over your customers, and propel your business forward with Propel Auth. Check them out at propelauth.com. That's PROPELAUTH.com. This episode is sponsored by MailySearch. In today's digital landscape, search isn't just a feature, it's a cornerstone, and you need a user experience that drives customer satisfaction. You need MailySearch. MailySearch has lightning-fast performance, returning answers in less than 50 milliseconds. Yeah, you heard that right. Faster than the blink of an eye. The open-source AI search engine is plug-and-play, so you can get up and running in minutes with smart presets, allowing you to start searching through your data with zero configuration. MailySearch utilizes advanced full-text search and AI, ensuring your results are ultra-relevant with semantic depth. It's multimodal, supporting images, videos, and audio, along with being federated, i.e. searching across multiple data sources. And it's developer-friendly. Whether you're building a content-rich website or enterprise application, MailySearch delivers the experience your users expect and deserve. For a limited time, CodeStory users can get 2 months free. Use the promo code CODESTORY, all one word, at checkout. Just go to MailySearch.com and get started today. That's MEILI search.com. So I'm curious about scalability. This will be interesting. You're processing a lot of data, I'm sure, when you're pulling in contracts and things of that nature. I'm curious about how you approach scale in the beginning, or if there's been interesting areas where you've had to fight it as you've grown.
I would say we thought about this day one. We were always building for scale. Why? Because we were serving some of the biggest companies in the world. So we figured, wow, we're going to have to be able to scale overnight. And if they want to upload all their contracts and integrate to all their systems, we're going to have to be able to scale infinitely. And that was always part of our architecture planning and processes, that we wanted to be able to handle millions and millions of contracts as our customers would be able to upload them, or move as fast as our customers could move. And we did not have to fight this as we grew. We knew this was going to be an important thing early on. And we've had a great team of engineers and architects and just data scientists that understand scale and have done this before, and a mature team that's been around the block, right? So we're very fortunate for that.
So as you step out on the balcony, you look across all that you've built thus far with Terzo. What are you most proud of?
By far, this team. I love our customers. I'm really proud of the customers, so I don't want to belittle that, because our customers are incredible. They're the biggest companies in the world, and they're the leaders in every industry, and I really am so proud of our customer base. But number one, I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of this team for sticking together and believing during the toughest days, during COVID, when everyone was distracted with their personal lives and moving across the country and figuring out how to get their kids out of schools and worried about silly vaccines and everything going on in the media. And then we had the supply chain crisis, and then we have the stock market crash, and then we have these stupid wars, and then we have just nonsense 24/7, as you probably know, right? Being down there in Texas, I'm sure you probably agree with a lot of this. It's just constant fear mongering, constant bullshit in the news, constant just, distractions for our team and their families and their kids. And every day they showed up and just believed in the Terzo mission. Every day they gave their best to their teammates and our customers. I'm so proud of this team. So proud of it. And we're still all together. We've been through hell and back, right? 5 years, and we're still together. The leadership team, it's the same team that was here day one. So I'm so grateful, proud of these people and what they've been able to do professionally and personally. I can't say enough about their character, their integrity, their resilience. when I look back in life, right, and what I'm most proud of is being able to build this community, this team of great people that by far gives me more satisfaction than any amount of money ever could. I love this team and I would do anything for this team. And I think they know that, right? I sacrificed my entire life for this team. This is my family. I'm not currently married with kids, so I give everything I have, every ounce of energy, every ounce of effort to this Terzo team, and I'm very glad to do so because I get it back in return. It's been a blessing of a lifetime to lead these people.
Okay, let's flip the script a little bit. Tell me about a mistake you made and how you and your team responded to it.
We got a little bit too aggressive when we got too excited about going out to sell to customers before we really had product market fit. And we brought in a group of great people before we had to sell the product, before we had product market fit. And we were just a little bit too early. And I realized that it's extremely important not to do that. You cannot build out a sales team or a sales process or revenue engine if you do not have proper product market fit, especially in a new AI market. And I made the mistake of bringing in people as I got excited and wanted to go sell this thing a little bit early. And I wasn't extremely early, but I was probably 6 months early. And it cost the company a lot of time. It cost the company a lot of money. I, of course, let down a few people. And I'm disappointed in that mistake that I made. And I use it as a learning opportunity to make sure I don't do that again. And I also share that mistake with my peers because I don't want them to make the same mistake. But it's something that definitely could have derailed the company had I not caught the mistake quick enough. So that's something that I think about all the time. And it's something that I do share with people. It's a simple mistake, but it can really cost you a lot if you don't catch it quickly.
Okay, Brandon, this will be fun. I'm curious to hear what the future looks like for Terzo, for what you've built, what you're building, and all the things.
Without going too confidential here, I can tell you that we believe the future of finance is going to be on the blockchain. And we believe that this old way of doing contracts via PDF and sending 20 emails to each other and doing red lines in Microsoft Word and then teeing up a purchase order in SAP Ariba from 2003 and then sending money from a bank account that takes 4 days and you got to pay wire fees and see if the money's settled. We think that is a broken legacy disaster process. There's $120 trillion of contracts in the B2B economy. They're being executed per year in a very informal fashion, and it's extremely inefficient. We believe the future is contracts on chain. We believe we're going to be the best positioned to do this for our customers. We believe that smart contracts are going to automate a lot of the processes that people waste thousands of hours on and a lot of manpower. And we believe that the way contracts are going to look in the future is going to be much, much different than where it is today. And that's where we're focused right now. And AI is super exciting, of course, but we think AI plus this opportunity with DeFi and stable coins and everything President Trump's talking about and the whole world with crypto right now, we believe that is going to open up a massive opportunity in the trillions of dollars that no one really understands today except for a few people inside of Terzo. And that's what I'm working on every week behind the scenes. And I keep a lot of it secretive, but I'll tell you right now that I've already put a post out. Terzo will be the first AI provider that puts contracts on chain for the B2B economy. And I think it's a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. And a lot of venture capitalists that are considered experts will disagree with me, but I'm willing to make that bet.
Brandon, let's switch to you. Who influences the way that you work? Name a person or many persons or something you look up to and why.
Honestly, the person that influences the way I work, the way I act, the way I behave is my father. And when it comes to CEOs, I look up to a handful of CEOs. I think Jamie Dimon's a great CEO. I think Ed Bastian from Delta Airlines is a fantastic CEO. I think Satya Nadella is also an amazing CEO. But when I look at a lot of other CEOs, I'm not impressed with the way they treat their people, to be very candid with you. I'm impressed with the companies they've built. I'm impressed with the money they've made shareholders and themselves, but I'm not impressed with who they are as people. I know who they are as people. And honestly, I'm not impressed with their character or their integrity, but I am impressed with my father's. I am impressed with the way my father handles relationships and treats people and has a servant leadership mentality and cares about the community. And I look up to him. He's taught me a lot about life and how to be a great leader. And that's carried over into work. And every day I think about lessons he taught me as I was growing up. And No one in my life has ever come close to my father when it comes to the leadership lessons that he gave to me. And he's not even really a business guy. He's just a great leader, and he knows a lot about people. But I've learned so many lessons from him that I use every single day at work. And he's the guy that I truly, genuinely look up to in all areas of life.
Last question, Brandon. So you're getting on a plane. You're sitting next to a young entrepreneur who's built the next big thing. They're jazzed about it. They can't wait to show it off to the world and can't wait to show it off to you right there on the plane. What advice do you give that person, having gone down this road a bit?
Make sure you have great, loyal people around you on the journey, because the journey is going to be very bumpy. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs on the roller coaster. You're going to have a lot of dark days. You're going to have a lot of good days. You're going to have a lot of average days. But no matter what, it is going to be a volatile up and down ride, and you need to be around great people that you enjoy being around and people that are loyal and believe in you. That is the most important thing for entrepreneurs. Money comes and goes. You can get money anywhere. Money is not, for me, a critical thing. Having the right people and right energy around you, staying positive, especially during the darkest times, because they always come. They always come. So if you can have a strong support system, loyalty, friends, community, it makes a huge difference no matter what industry you're in, no matter what you're building. You have to have great people around you, including your co-founders, including your board, including your executive team, your family at home, your friends. That is the advice that I would give to an entrepreneur sitting next to me.
I think that's fantastic advice. Well, Brandon, thank you for being on the show today, and thank you for telling the creation story of Terzo.
Thank you for having me, Noah. Pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
And this concludes another chapter of Code Story. Code Story is hosted and produced by Noah Labhart. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the podcasting app of your choice. And when you get a chance, leave us a review. Both things help us out tremendously. And thanks again for listening.